everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a little catch up of all the books I read in the last couple months, so through February and March. In the month of February, I read 5 books. So the first one I read was A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. This was the final book so far in the ACOTAR series, and I gave it a 5 stars. I loved it. I love this world. I love all the politics that we're now in from book 3 on. I just have loved the plot, the storyline. This one switches POVs to Nesta's POV, Nesta's story, and I really liked her character development throughout the book. My only small complaint was that this was probably the spiciest book, which hasn't really been my favorite thing lately, so that was my only negative about this book, but it's 700-800 pages, so there's plenty of actual plot and everything going on. So this was a 5 stars for me, and I'm unsure if I will start Throne of Glass or not. I don't know. Yeah. So this is 5 stars. Then I read Mile High by Liz Tomford. This is the first book in the Windy City series, which is a sports romance series. This one was a hockey romance, and the female character is the flight attendant for their team. And this book has so many mixed reviews, and I ended up giving it 2 stars. I did not vibe with it. I did finish it, but I just had so many little gripes with this book. There were some redeeming moments for sure, but overall I just did not like it. I did not like the MMC, the mailman character. He was just way too much of an F-boy, and it just put such a bad taste in my mouth from the start that it was really hard, even though there was character development and there was he did change, but it was too much at the beginning for me to really be okay with, I guess. And also the book was just way too long. I think it dragged on for so long. There was a third act conflict that I didn't really like, and also dragged on for so long. By then, I was done. I almost DNF'd it so many times because I was just bored. I was just oh, okay, and I'm done with this. But there was, like I said, there were some redeeming moments. There were some times when I thought they were kind of cute, and you do get to understand why these characters act the way they do. So overall, not my cup of tea, but I do plan on continuing the series because I heard that it just gets better from here. People who don't like the first one still love the rest of the series, so I do plan on getting to the rest of them, but Mile High was a no for me. Then I read Tuesday with Morrie by Mitch Albom. This is kind of I believe it's a nonfiction, just kind of inspirational story. This is kind of a book of life lessons from the author's professor who has been diagnosed with ALS. So it's kind of just a lot of deeper introspections about different aspects of life. It covers a lot of topics. It's really short, but it covers so many topics marriage, emotions, grief. There's a lot that it covers, so I liked that it touches on so many things. I gave it 4 stars though, only because I feel it would have been a little more impactful if the chapters were longer. The chapters, it would be a chapter about marriage, for example, and it would be 3 pages, 4 pages, very short little anecdotes, and I really liked it, but I just wish it was a little longer. I feel it would have been more impactful to me. But still really good if you're looking for something just kind of inspirational and bigger perspective on life. This is a good one to pick up, and like I said, really short. Then I read In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. This is a mystery thriller, and I loved this, surprisingly. I give it 5 stars. I'm not going to say it's going to be everyone's favorite book of all time, but I loved it. It follows a friend group in college, and in college, one of their friends is unalived, and no one has been actually convicted. No one's been found guilty. And so 10 years later, they are all going to their 10-year college reunion, where they're kind of where they have to confront what happened to their friend. And throughout the book, there's so much like drama, so many secrets, and it does get I will say it does get like a little bit ridiculous throughout, because there's just so many like turns that this book takes, but I found it super entertaining. I really loved it. But then I read Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I've been wanting to read her books for so long, and this definitely like lived up to the hype. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was so just like cute and wholesome and this like romantic. I love the characters, especially our MMC. I think he was just so like golden retriever, so like would do anything for her, and I absolutely like love them. The trope is kind of like, if you haven't read it already, it's like city girl and like small town boy. She works in the medical field, and she's got a lot of pressure from her family, and I just loved this whole story. It was super good, and I'm really excited to continue the series. And I know she has another book coming out literally as I'm filming this, is coming out tomorrow, but for the 1st of April. I know it's a new series, but I'm going to try and catch up on all of her other books, I think, before I get to that one. But super impressed by the first one. I'm really excited for the rest of them. Those are books I read in February. In March, I read 4 books, and the first one was People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I actually read this on vacation, so that was super fun, and I gave this one 4 stars. I like her other books a little more, but I still think this was I still really love this. I liked that they were kind of dual timelines. This is a friends to lovers type of trope in this one, and I still really liked it. I know this one is probably like generally people's least favorite, but I thought it was really well done and still really fun. The only thing was that sometimes I think their friendship dynamic was not my favorite. That sounds very vague, but there were times when I'm like, you guys are actually kind of acting problematic, which is kind of the point. But I still love this book so much, and I am trying to get through all of Emily Henry's books probably as soon as I can. So this is a good one. Then I read Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. This was my first book by this author. I gave it 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it. It was very like quirky, and I did love the writing. There were a lot of really good quotes, and had like a lot of like, and it was pretty like witty, like good humor in the book too. This is about a group of strangers who are all held hostage at an apartment viewing, and you kind of learn slowly about who the characters are, how they've all kind of gotten to this moment. There are just points where I got a little bored, so that's why I gave it like a 3.5, but I still really enjoyed it. Then I read Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig, and this one is the second book in the duology, the Shepherd King duology. I gave this one 5 stars. I gave the last one 5 stars too. I think this is a really just unique duology. I love the atmosphere of these books. For context, the first book is all, I believe it's all in our female main character Elspeth's point of view, and this book has like 4 point of views, so it was a little different, but I actually really liked it, and I loved the kind of conclusion to all the politics that are going on and just all the plot lines that have happened from the first one. There's also kind of like a new romance that gets introduced that was so fun to read out. Yeah, love this duology. I think it's a really fun magic system, very unique. So if you haven't read it, definitely read it, and highly recommend reading it on like a gloomy day. It's gonna hit. Then last book I have here is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. I've had this thing on my shelf for so long, and I finally got to it, but I thought it was really cute. I gave this one a 3.5 stars. I This book is written for people who are book lovers or just especially lovers of like the romance genre. This is about a girl who is on a road trip and by herself. Her car breaks down and it's in the town of her favorite romance series. So it's kind of like a magical realism situation. So it was really fun, cute, but I did think it was a little too hallmarky for me. Like if you're not a big book lover, like I don't know if this would necessarily like connect, like you probably wouldn't connect as well, but I still overall liked it. I think this gets a lot of mixed reviews, which is understandable, but I still think it's a cute read. And if you're looking for kind of a lighthearted romance story. So those are the books that I read the last couple months. We found some fun authors and some fun series that I'm excited to read, and we also finished a lot of series, which was good. Let me know in the comments what books you read this last month and books that you're looking forward to. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon.